Hello everyone, welcome to Anybest YouTube channel. My name is Enoch Johnson. Today I want to tell you about pepper farming. Do you know that you can make millions out from pepper farming? Yes, there's no small farming these days. Every crop you plant is money. And most importantly, our population is seriously growing day by day. And the demand for spicy food, spices also is also increasing. So let's take a look at this pepper farming, which is actually very easy to manage from start to finish. Yes. And before I proceed, if you're here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please kindly do so. God bless you. And also give a like to this video so that many people who are looking for a particular crop to go into commercially can find it. Pepper farming, pepper itself is a spicy vegetable used all over the globe. For now, Nigeria is the leading pepper producers in Africa, just like China is in the Western world. In the world, Ghana is leading in the world. Nigeria leads in Africa, followed by Ghana. It's been a popular belief that pepper can only do well in the north because they cultivate pepper in large quantities. Pepper farm is another area agribusiness-minded person should take a look at. In this era of vertical farming, pepper can be grown anywhere in Nigeria, in the north, south, west, south, east, south, north central, just anywhere. The idea of vertical farming is making farming easy and possible, not minding the location and availability of land. Do you know that pepper actually started from Central Africa? That's where it originated from. Why should you go into pepper farming? Pepper has increased demand, despite the fact that pepper is grown locally around us. Yet plenty of it is still being transported to the southern parts of from the north, and the demand keeps growing. Even with subsistence farming, demand keeps growing. So it's and we only have few persons compared to other crops. We have few farmers that are into pepper cultivation. The majority of the people are centered in the north. So if you're in the south, why not take advantage of this? Vegetables like cucumber, watermelon may go on gluts, may experience gluts, but for pepper, it can never. Pepper, it, pepper will always be in high demand any day, anytime. Yes. So, what are the things for you to do in order to earn millions in your pepper farming? There are things to consider. There are types of pepper. So when you want to start pepper farming in commercial quantity, look at your environment and find out the species that is in high demand. Don't just because you want to plant, you just go for anything. No, find out the one they demand most. For instance, there are places that what they want is this small spicy pepper. Whereas there are some you see they prefer those big ones. And then so there are some that want the long ones, there's some that needs the bob one, like some want the atarodo and want the sweet pepper, and just like that. So find out the species that is in high demand and go for that. And then the next thing is the species to go for. Apart from the species, that is the one that is in high demand. And now I'm talking about a hybrid or the normal traditional one. Now, hybrid is very advisable for you to go for hybrid seeds. One, they are very resistant to diseases and pests. Two, they do well within a short time. You know that there are some pepper that within 3 months you start harvesting, but there are some that you start harvesting in within 5 months. When you get the land for that you want to use, clear the place and make sure you destroy insecticides by using this insect by using insecticides, because insect is a very major challenge in pepper farming. If they are not well managed, they destroy your crops. Someone one time called me and sent me a picture of the things that were attacking his pepper farm, and meanwhile I was guiding this guy. He didn't even follow me, because in fact, although shy, he comes to ask questions, so I'll just tell him what to do. He came when he wanted to start. I tell him what to do, but he has gone far. I didn't even know until he sent me a picture, and this thing has already attacked. I said, "Wow, you were supposed to guide against this before it even invaded your farm." Quickly, rush. I told him what to use. Told him to use a neem oil, even if it's neem water. So you have to make sure you use insecticides and destroy the insects on the farm. And then when you have done that, pour organic manure. It could be cow, poultry, or pig dung. You have to consider the distance of which you are to for the planting. The distance of the bed should be 1 meter long, and the row 1 meter long as well. Pepper generally do well on a sandy loam soil, so don't go and use clay soil. After you have cleared the place and prepared it down, then now you have to get a nursery tray, fill it with topsoil, mix with compost, spray the pepper on top, and then mulch the tray. If you don't have a nursery tray, you can use plastic rubbers or cement bags with wide mouths. Now, for your when the nursery, when you plant, the time you plant, it should take between 1 month or 6 weeks for you to transplant them. So during planting, depending on the size and species of pepper planting, spacing should be 12 to 18 inches apart. Beds should be raised to about 10 inches high. Water the bed 2 to 3 days before transplanting to it if there's no rain. But normally pepper is planted between March, April, so that by June, July, and by July, August, by July you are already harvesting. You already have a June, July, depending on the species. But there's also what we call dry season pepper farming. That one gives a lot of money. Any dry season crop gives a lot of money. So if you are planting during dry season, you have to make sure you do the irrigation very well. Okay, so when you have watered the place, do your transplanting in the evening. Yes, it's advisable you do it in the evening. The weather is cool as at that time. Your bed should be close to the nursery so as to save the life of the pepper seedlings. In pepper farming, the seedling should be transplanted to the farm. As I told you, the seedling should be maybe 1 month, yeah, or 6 weeks. Most pepper seeds sprout in about 7 days at the temperature of 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So it also depends on the species of pepper. For fertilization, when your plant is when the pepper now is close to fruiting, please stop giving manure that has a nitrogen. Example, poultry dung, it has a lot of nitrogen. Don't stop it. You can fertilize your farm with your pepper farm with maybe cow or poultry or pig dung, but not poultry anymore. This is because you don't want your pepper plant to look very beautiful and yet not having fruits. Whatever you see there will be bush fruits. No. So guide against that. Pepper plants are light feeders. So it's not good for you to apply too much fertilizer, because it will make the plant to develop huge foliage instead of fruiting. An important thing to note is that it is very important to stake pepper because they increase in weight as they develop. In order to prevent damages, trellis the pepper plant to a bamboo or wood, whatever you provide. Do not use iron. It can chop the pepper plants gradually until it chokes them off or snap the stems off. So use trees, like you can use bamboo, you can use sticks to trolley. Just use rope to trolley them, and then it will, no matter the number of fruits that it has, you know that it will sustain, it will hold it. Before you start planting your pepper, make sure that you find out the diseases that are common that's in that environment that affect similar crops in that environment. Example of crops that to note what affects them are tomatoes, garden egg, because whatever disease that affects tomatoes or garden egg also affects pepper. So you just have to find out so that you will be able to prepare yourself the right insecticide or pesticide to use. So the main thing that affects pepper farming is insects. You just discover that they are just eating up the leaves, eating up the pepper. So you can use neem oil to eliminate or prevent such pests. Sometimes you handpick the ones you can handpick. Grasshoppers, greenish in color, are a threat to pepper farming. I'm telling you, they used to attack mine. Sometimes I'll just go around and then be picking them and destroy them, because these insects, they feed on pepper flowers, thereby preventing fruiting. You can unpick them if they are small. If the farm is small, you can unpick them. The insects are very fast in eating up the flowers. Once it sprouts up, they consume it quickly. So don't give it a chance. Don't give it a chance. Let's talk about harvesting before I talk about the profits now, how you can make the millions in your pepper farm. Pepper is harvested before they are ripe because they can continue ripening after harvest. If they were mature at the point of harvest, then no problem if you just remove them, because they are strong, they are mature, it will save. For commercial purposes, it's advisable that you continue harvesting, because the more you harvest, make sure you harvest your pepper. The more you harvest them, the more they fruit. But if you just leave it, allow it like that, that's where you won't gather much fruit. So if you are doing it on commercial, make sure maybe every 2 days. Pepper is just like ugu, that is every 2 or 3 days, but for pepper it can be every 2 days. Make sure you go around and harvest them. The more you harvest them, the more they will fruit. Pepper fruits that are fully ripened enhances flavor, so allow them to get also ripen reddish or whichever way in nature for the flavor. Hot pepper takes about 150 days for maturity, but depending on the variety, some of them can take 3 months, special hybrid, 5 months for others, like that. So once you have started harvesting, you can harvest for as long as 3 months. That's why I say you can make millions in this business. Let's just say you have an acre of land, or you have a hectare of land, then you are already in money, because any day, anytime, you can sell within your locality, you can sell anywhere. How much is a pepper in a bag now? An acre will give you about 120 to 150 bags, depending on the species. Now multiply that with 60. If for a bag now cost as much as from 50,000 to 60,000. Okay, multiply that 60,000 times 60,000 times 150 bags, let's say. So how much is that? Or even if you are even say 40,000, let's even reduce it and say 40,000 times 120, let's reduce it, that's about 4.8 million. So there's money in pepper farming. If you are considering the crops to plant this year, you can as well consider pepper farming. Thank you so much for staying glued to Anybest YouTube channel. Please subscribe as I said before, and bye for now.